trigger word, I leave you standing see-through. I'm known to catch wreck. He do. I'm planning my next steps. Defeat you. If you ain't heard, I'm that. Sequel. Award-winning, magnificent, ain't no one that's my equal. Prequel, I'm the lethal, some say unbelievable. Who? Rich Bees, he make it do what it do. Who knew? Album 2, in my mind I chose to deliver to you. On your porch, kick the box like UPS do. I ain't through with this dose of truth. One too many ain't shoot. Why would I choose to inform you? I'm letting loose 59 milli, pot of stove, I'm cooking goose.
Yo, 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 yo. Ayo, you. You know who it is. You know what it is. Rich Bees, the real Rich Bees, back again. Why am I back? You saw the title. Title says that I got some things on my mind. But if you look at the title, it actually says one, my mind. I know that might seem confusing. You might think it's a typo. However, I am in alignment with my own mind. And in this, I'm saying today that the huge thing that is taking place right now is after the colon. What does it say? It says, walk for peace. Now, if you have a Facebook, you may have seen their Facebook page, right? If you have been watching the news lately, you may have seen it on your local news station. If you have been in a town or city that they've walked through, you probably have heard about it. So, yesterday, I happened to be able to go to see the monks. Yes, monks, MONKS, walk. Literally walk through the area and kept it moving. It was very interesting. It was a very interesting experience because there were so many people out there. Like a lot. And so we went to where they were walking and wanted to, at least give them a thumbs up, say good job, because it doesn't really matter. And this is, and again, this is my one mind that it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't really matter what belief system you have. What matters is that you want to see change in the world and you're doing something about it in a positive way. To me, that matters the most, right? Like that matters a whole lot. So for you monks that are walking, we are going to celebrate you in this moment. We are celebrating you because a lot of people won't go and do the things that you're doing. They won't step out there on the things that they believe and actually put foot to ground to make it happen. Right? That's something that, remember I told you back in the day that me and my family did that. We didn't go walk for peace. What we did was we went to what we called Go Give Love. If you've been following us on Facebook, if you were following us at the time on YouTube or anything like that, you would have seen where we were traveling across the country and going from city to city, partnering with small nonprofits in the area and help to show them love, right? Because what we know is it's hard out there for a lot of small nonprofits. It's hard. Like they don't get the money or the grants or the funding or the volunteerism. It normally it's the bigger nonprofits, but I believe that they would probably say that they don't get enough either, right? The bigger ones. But they're dealing with a lot more revenue, they're dealing with bigger budgets and stuff like that. And so I can understand them not having maybe enough. But when you get to a smaller nonprofit that has boots on the ground and they're trying to make some things work, they have a great mission and they're helping the people basically hand to hand, right? Like they're reaching back, grabbing people and helping them out of whatever that circumstance is that their mission is dedicated toward. They don't really get much help. Now, you might ask me, Rich Bees, how do you know that they don't get no help? Are you in their books? Do you go to their books and see if they're getting help? Do you hang around those nonprofits to see if they're doing well? I mean, I don't have to. Why don't I have to? I don't have to because I can literally uh, uh, look and have a conversation with them, and you know immediately that they're still seeking more volunteers, that they need more help, that they need more donations. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't do for-profit activities. If you're a nonprofit, you can't do for-profit activities. But what you can do is ask people to donate to the mission, to the cause, right? And so as we were traveling around the country, you know, we were connecting with them. We were talking about what it was. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. We're getting closer to our goal. We have a goal of 30, man. That's where we're headed right now. So we're gonna keep working for it. But what I see is that that the smaller nonprofits aren't getting that help. So that's what me and my family did. We jumped in the car and we drove around the country. It took us 32 days to get around the whole country. We went from North Carolina all the way down to Texas, Texas over to California, California to Idaho, Idaho over to Chicago, Chicago down to Maryland, and we helped nonprofits on the way. Now, when we were going to help those nonprofits, again, we called it Go Give Love. And so we went and did that. We were on Facebook telling people, asking for donations for us to keep going from place to place to help those nonprofits. We would help them for 2 days or so in that area, do something, right? And so that's what we did, and it's all on YouTube. So I know that it's hard for nonprofits because when I did that, well, when we did that, me and my family, we realized it was hard. Not just hard for us to do it, without us using our own money to fund it, but it was hard for even the nonprofits that we connected with, and they were so excited that we came and helped them out. Like they were so excited, you know. We were excited to do it, you know, because that was our mission. That was the mission at the time. And so when I say that, for them to go across the country by foot and they're just walking. They're not asking anybody for anything. They're not doing. They're just walking. They walk from from Texas, and they're going to DC, right? And so let me pull this up. I'm gonna pull this up and I'm gonna show you because this is their Facebook page, right? So on their Facebook page, right, what you'll see, and give me 1 second. I lost my camera. What in the world is happening? Did I not turn it on today? What you'll see is the fact that they if you can see that, hold on, let me just go to this camera. What is happening? Yeah, for some reason my camera's not showing. Interessante. So let me go back to my main shot. Listen, give me 1 second while I try to fix this camera because I really have this like this means a lot. That's why I came on here today. I came on here today to talk about this because it really means a lot. So I want to make sure that I show you exactly what's on my mind with this. But it's just interesting that now when I'm talking about this, then it doesn't want to show. Why would that be? Something trying to keep me from giving y'all the real information. You know what I'm saying? What do they call it? They say it's a plot. It's a plot. It's a plot from the man against me. That's what it seems like. Because I need to know why my camera and my desktop aren't showing up out the blue. They've been showing up. You know what I'm saying? This is wild. This is definitely wild. So, yeah, something happened here. And I don't know what happened to my camera. Let me see something. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, people. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. I figured it out. Figured it out. How about I had the everything else was running, switchers on, all that kind of stuff, but the camera wasn't. How would I know that? It's supposed to come on with the switcher. So there you have it. But okay, so let's get back to the point at hand. So here we go. If we look at this Facebook page, right? If we look at the Facebook page, what we see is that they are on 120-day, right? 120 days. They've planned that it's going to take them to get to from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. Right? It says it right there. If you can't see that, let me blow it up for you. Let's see if I can blow it up anymore. Will it blow up on here? Let's see. Yeah, it's not showing on there. Okay. So I'm gonna do this. Here we go. We'll get it bigger for you guys. That's the thing with Facebook. It gets bigger and then it gets smaller. What in the world? Boom, there you go. Now that'll do it. Can y'all read that? Let me know if you can read that in the chat. Let me know, chat. So it says the 120-day, 2,300-mile journey by the Buddhist monks, right? With the dog, Aloka, walking from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. to raise awareness for peace, loving kindness, and compassion across America and the world, right? So that is the journey that they are on. Again, I told you, for us, when we did ours and we did Go Give Love, that journey was 32 days. It took us 32 days and we were driving all the way around the United States, right? We went around the whole thing. So this is a wonderful thing, and these are the type of things that I support personally, because people who want to see something change in the world, that are actually doing what it takes for something to change in the world, I don't see how you can't get behind that, right? I really don't. I don't see how you cannot support that, or a person wouldn't support that. You know what I'm saying? I can't see how that is, because what I saw when I went to the event was a lot of people um that were there supporting. It was lines of people down the highway that were, um giving them thumbs up. Some people would clap. They were asking that people were silent, but you still got people talking about hello, hello, and stuff like that, but they wanted it to be silent. Um and one of the crazy parts is that actually my wife said, you know what? I'm walking with them. And she got behind them and walked with them for close to 10 miles. You know what I'm saying? But that's people getting behind people who have a mission and they believe in that mission and executing on that mission. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people will not put their actions behind their belief. Believe me? If you don't, here's an example. How many people right now may say that they're a Christian? And then don't go out showing love to people. They go out mean to people, not nowhere near courteous. You know what I'm saying? Don't even say hi. Um, Judgmental, right? Um, Talking about them. Are those the actions of somebody who is supposed to be a Christian? I'm not judging. I'm looking at what the requirements are and I'm asking the question, are they doing the things that it says that show you are a Christian, right? They are monks, but they chose to go walk for peace, and that's the mission they're on, right? Now, here's another way of me saying that I understand the plight of some, the nonprofits out there who are struggling, trying to find funding, trying to come up with ideas that will bring in revenue for them to reach their mission, which is usually always some huge, great mission for the people. You know what I mean? A great mission for those who fall into these categories who are um, left without no support. Okay. Because I sit on the board of a nonprofit. And in sitting on the board of a nonprofit, you realize how challenging it is, like how incredibly challenging it is to get funding. Um, Now, the name of that nonprofit is called Cruising Against Cancer, right? Cruising Against Cancer, where we provide all expense paid cruises for cancer fighters and survivors to go on a relaxing cruise, because what we know is a lot of times healing comes from relaxation. Healing comes from not having to think about the day-to-day stress that you have with bills, with kids, with family and all that kind of stuff, and you just need time that you can just go, don't have to worry about paying for nothing. You can just go and experience a great time in a great atmosphere and relax. A lot of times that can help you to heal your body, right? You can go and meditate, you can pray, you can do whatever you want on these cruises, right? And be able to just get a piece of relaxation. So that nonprofit, it is so challenging to get funding. Now, when I say get funding, I'm not talking about you know, all about the grants and things like that, which that's challenging too. But it's more so from people who understand it's a great idea, but yet are not trying to help in a financial way, right? Or even if we have it, let's say we have an event and people say they're going to come and don't come, right? It's those type of things. And so it makes it a real challenge to reach your mission, right? But these guys were going out and doing the thing. One of the other things that you end up dealing with when you're dealing with nonprofit or you're dealing with doing something like this, right? With the Walk for Peace, like you start dealing with the people who do come around, the people who do clap as you're coming towards them. And yes, you're doing something great. You're headed our way. Wonderful. We're so glad to see that that's your mission and that you're doing that, and there'll be a couple of people who will get behind you and walk with you, right? There'll be a couple of people who will get behind you, walk with you. But then there's also other ones that are that I don't want to call them the naysayers, but it's the people who are standing behind and all they're doing is pointing fingers and ridiculing what you're doing just because of what color you are, how tall you are or short, how big you are or skinny, how different you are. They ridicule you, point fingers, laugh and joke all because of the way that God made you. Right? You can't control some of these aspects. You can't control what color you are. You can't control where you were born. You can't control where you currently, well, you can control where you live, but that doesn't, but some of those things may be out of your control depending on what your mission is. That may be a need that you had to live there to do that thing. So my point is that you're getting ridiculed from the sideline, but you're the one out there doing something. They're not even doing anything. They're standing on the side, laughing, ridiculing, pointing fingers at you. That is the reason why I'm saying it is hard for nonprofits to reach their mission. Sometimes what they have to do is end up doing things that is not really their mission to be able to gain funding for their mission, right? Because nonprofits have that challenge. They have to figure out ways to create revenue. So for a nonprofit to create revenue, here's some of the things they may do. They might have some sort of a toy drive, right? Even though toys aren't their thing, they have a toy drive because they want people to donate so then they can provide toys, but then they can also split that money to be able to use it towards the mission, right? Like they may have what do you call them? What do you call it? Like cookout type things where you put the tent out there, have some fish plates and stuff like that, where they might have a car wash, right? They might do all of these things just because they're trying to create the revenue needed to be able to reach the real mission, whatever that mission is for their 501c3, right? That's their goal. But they're doing all these other things, basically wasting time, energy, resources to not even do their mission. Imagine the change that can happen if they're able to do their mission by people that believe in the mission just donating the funds to do it, right? A lot of times, I know back in the day, y'all done seen some telethons, right? They had the telethons on network TV. I don't even know if they have them anymore, but I think that there may be a telethon or two, probably on like the Christian station or something. Like I think they may have PBS might have one, right? Public Broadcasting System, if they still exist. Um, they may have a telethon, but it's the same thing because PBS is a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? And so they're able to bring in money from people donating because they don't necessarily get money from sponsorship, right? Again, this is me just communicating the ideas from my one mind that I'm saying that it is hard for nonprofits. It is hard for people who are doing something that is not that do not want to have to necessarily ask people for it. I just have a mission, and the mission is not to create all this big revenue. The mission is to help people, right? And so if I put this back up, what you see down here at the bottom, what does that say? Can you see that? It says nonprofit organization, right? And if only thing they're asking is for peace, that's the mission. It looks like, right? Walk for peace. That's the mission. The mission is to have peace in this country because there's a lot of divisiveness. There's a lot of of civil unrest that it seems like is brewing underneath, right? And so let's try to catch that before it actually goes too far, right? Let's walk for peace, right? So again, I said it. Went there to the event, and I'm going to show you just how many people were out there. Because when I say it was a lot of people out there, it was a lot of people out there. So let me see if I can pull that up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can pull that up. Let me see. Hold on. If I can pull the video up, then I can really show you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want. I want to be able to show you guys exactly what happened out there. And so we're going to take this in order. All right, we're going to take this in order. All right, let me see. Let's see if I can get this to show up. Because for some reason my desktop wasn't showing up before. Maybe I need to refresh it. Hold on. Let's see. We're going to try this. We're going to try it. We're going to make this full screen, and we're going to see if we can get it to show up. Boom. No. Full screen. This new update, boy, on Mac is wild. I'm telling you. Because how do you get it to... Oh, here we go. All right, got it. All right, let me see. Let's see if it shows up. Let's see if it shows up. Let's go to the desktop. Still not showing up. Yeah, it's still not showing up. Wild moves today. Telling you right now. Okay, there we go. Now we cooking. Boom. We got it up. We got it working, guys. We got it working. So here's what happened. Again, as y'all know, I do this on the fly, right? And so as I'm talking and I know about resources or whatever, you know me, we just gonna pull it up, right? No need to play games. If I got the resource, might as well pull it up. So sometimes it might slow down my language or what I'm talking about just because I want to make sure that I can pull it up for you guys. But here we go. All right. So this scene right here, what happened in this scene was, and you know what? Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the Facebook page. In this image, right? In this image, you'll notice that majority of them have on some sort of shoes. He doesn't. You see this guy right here? He doesn't have on any shoes, right? If you keep going, these got on shoes, they got on shoes. However, yesterday, not many of them, or excuse me, when I went, not many of them had on shoes, right? They didn't have on shoes, and they just had on like socks. So what that means is they are walking on rocks and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, even if you have on shoes, if you're walking on rocks, right? If if you're walking on rocks and you're walking 2,300 miles, right? Right here, it says it right there. If you're walking on rocks and you're walking 2,300-mile journey, then if you do hit a rock, you may end up breaking your ankle just because you don't walk so far. Your ankles are tired. Normally, you'd have just kind of maybe slipped a little bit, but after a journey like this, you might end up being taken out. Does that make sense? Do you get like so? So what people started doing? Somebody went and bought a broom. You see this right here? All right. Is there a way I can? Is there a way I can do that I can write on it? Let's see if I can write on this video. No. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't give me the ability to write on it. Cause that would be dope if I could. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna give me the ability to write on it. Not in this application. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So my bad, people. But anyway, y'all see it right there, right? Somebody bought a broom and they were sweeping the rocks over into the grass so that way they don't have to walk on the rocks. Is that or is that not helping a mission, right? To me, that is the type of energy that somebody needs to have when you talk about nonprofits and they're doing something, right? Help clear the path for them. You might not be the person that I'm gonna say it this way. I'm gonna say it just like this because I want to talk to you straight in your eye. Here you go. If a nonprofit has a mission. It's not on you to take over their mission per se, right? It's not for you to necessarily take on their mission. But if you believe in it, then support it. How can you do that? You could do that by preparing the way. So in the form of this example, a broom was purchased and people were sweeping and they would pass it down to the next people. They would sweep in a section, they would pass it down to the next section, sweep in the section, pass it down to the next section. Why? Because that no one person had to do it all. Everybody did a little piece, which helped to pave the way, clear the path for them to do their mission. You see what I'm saying? That to me is how it should work, especially when you're dealing with nonprofits. Like, just clear the way for them. Let help them by clearing out the way. Anything that could get them from being able to accomplish their mission, help them move it out the way. Right? Meaning they don't have to do the work to move it out the way. You did it before they even got there. When they get there, they don't even realize that you cleared that way for them. And then as they come by, celebrate them, big them up, donate, tell somebody else about their mission, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let me start the video. Here you're gonna be able to see how it went down. That's crazy. Did y'all see that? Oh, you probably didn't see it, did you? Oh, my bad, people. My bad, people. I thought it was up on the screen. Okay, here we go. Let me run that back again. I'm gonna run that back again so you can see it. I thought y'all could see it and hear it, but since you couldn't, let me go ahead and do it one time. Hold on 1 second. Here you go. This is the first clip. Okay, this is the first clip. This is people clearing the path. Like I said, this is people clearing the path for the mission of the people who are walking. So here we go. And if y'all can't see something, put it in the chat, man. Put it in the chat. Here we go. See, they passed off the broom.
Yeah, some were socks, yeah, but a couple of them were sneakers the other day.
Right? But she said she just gonna keep it going.
We are.
So she just kept sweeping. Meaning she took on a little bit more of the task than she needed to. But point is that she still kept it moving. She still kept pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that, like, no, she didn't have to do as much as she did, but she did a huge piece, because sometimes if other people aren't immediately jumping in to grab the broom to help out, then somebody else can jump in. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody has to go a little bit further than they normally probably would have, until you get to the next person that's willing to take over that broom and help keep clearing the path. Right? And again, on these streams that I do, I try to say, man, it's just that simple. And to be honest, it is that simple. But it is when people do their part, right? Or when you do the part that you need to do, it can be that simple. Okay. So let's talk about how many people was out there, right? So when I say it was a lot, there was way more people out there than I even thought would have been out there. But now that they've walked so far already, there's a lot of people who know now that they're coming through, right? And that is understood by now looking at the fact that they have 2,000,000 followers on Facebook. Now, I don't know if they're on some other social medias or anything, but I do know they're on Facebook, and I do know that they got 2 million followers, right? That's huge, right? 2 million followers is a lot. And so that means that it kind of felt like 2 million people were out there when they walked by when I was there. So look at this. Here we go. I'm going to show you what it looked like on the outside, or excuse me, on that street, right? How many people were actually out there? And it was way more than this. This is only looking in one direction, okay? So here we go. I'll show you this. Watch the zoom in. Look at all those people down there. Everybody on the side of the road. And when you and that went on for miles and miles. People were all the way down the street for miles and miles. Look at all these people. And this is only the first level of people, because if you look behind them, there's more people. Right? Did I look the other? Okay, so boom. Look at this. Now this is going the other way. Look at all those people way down there. There's people everywhere. People everywhere. All coming to support the mission, clapping it up, saying hello, even though they wanted it to be quiet. They still came out and they still supported, right? So much so that this is why I said at the beginning that you might have seen it on the news or something like that. Because why? Because they had the helicopters out there. Let's roll the footage. This one ain't okay. Hold up. Let's go. Let's roll that footage. Right? That's one helicopter. But there was actually 3 helicopters out there. That was one. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see the other one. There it is. Back in the back. At the top. That was the 3rd one out there. People were out there with their drones. As you saw, the drone that just went up in the air. Right? Right here. Let me show you. You see right there when that drone went up in the air? Yeah, so that was one helicopter top left. You see that top left? And then there's one over here coming from behind these trees. You'll see another helicopter show up right there. That's 2 of them. You see this going right here. You see a drone just shot up in the air right there. Right? So I'm saying that a lot of support, a lot of love being shown for people that were on their mission and walking it out. Right? And so now we get to the point that now this is over time, because you got to be out there early if you're even going to be up there to see anything, or you're going to be standing in the back. And if you stand in the back, you still may see based on where we were, because the road rose up on the sides, right? And so if you look at this on this video, let me show you that, you'll notice that people were stopped on the other side of the street, out of their car. You see that over here where this mouse is? People were out of their car going westbound, looking over at the eastbound side, right? Taking pictures and all that kind of stuff. People were hanging out their window, taking pictures and video, trying to catch them as they're coming by. All of these police officers were driving by in the slow lane to make sure that people backed up to give them this space right here, right? Which is the shoulder, right? They were trying to give them the shoulder space because they're walking on the shoulder, because they don't want them walking in the street, obviously. So they gave them enough room on the shoulder that they can walk, which is the same thing that happened in this picture. You see how they're walking on the shoulder? They're not in the street. They just stay in the shoulder because, again, they're not trying to obstruct anybody else. They're not trying to cause any problems. They're just trying to follow through on their mission, stay on the side of the road and walk it out. So that's what they were doing. Here has a really thick shoulder. So it was really good for how many people were there, and also for there to be room, right? Because this is a highway, and so people are rolling on this on this highway. But let's play it so we can watch as they come by. And if you notice, there's people of all colors, all shapes and sizes out here, all countries, ethnicities, nationalities, is all out here. And yes, this guy's head is in the way of my shot. I know. Right? But you see, right? Now we're going to fast forward, right? We're going to fast forward. And we're going to get to where they're almost there. All right. So everybody move back, blah, blah, blah. And so now you see more police and things coming, right? Now, all this is video. I'm just trying to speed it up a little bit. Okay. So boom. Boom. Can you see them over there? Top left, right here. They're coming. Okay. Let's go forward a little bit more. People jumping out in the way, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to speed up. Let's get to the point. All right. So if we get to the point, boom, right? You see them. They're in the street. They're walking. People started laying down flowers and stuff just to try to help their feet, right? Bless the flowers so they can walk on some blessed flowers as they're, walking on their mission. That's how people are joining in. You know what I mean? Helping the mission. And so, boom, putting down roses, rose petals, right? Boom. Right? I'm gonna speed it up a little bit more as they come by. I'm gonna wait till they get closer. Okay, so boom, here we go. Right? This is people are giving them flowers, right? On their journey. Right, so some of them had on shoes, some of them just had on socks. But they're walking and they're making the trip. Right? So what I'm getting at here is that people are supporting the mission. Right? You have a lot of people who are watching the mission, but there are a lot of people that are actually supporting the mission. Okay? So when you have a nonprofit, it can be stressful because there's so much that you have to do, and you do have a limited resource because of funding. Okay, now I'm not talking today about small businesses or anything like that, even though nonprofits can be considered small businesses, right? But they're not small businesses that create profit in the sense of profit's sake. They get revenue based on their mission's sake, and they have to try to fulfill their mission because they can't create things that just make profit, because then that's a profit organization, right? So it was very good, but then on the backside of that, okay, so now that we've talked about the mission, we've talked about how challenging it can be, we talked about what it may take to do it, and how you have to stick to the mission and keep going. despite the rocks, people will come, they can help you clear the path and all that kind of stuff, but you just stay on the mission, keep it going, right? Now, what happens when you do pass? The people who smiled in your face and all that kind of stuff, can end up talking about you after you've passed by. They can end up being frustrated with the residue that's left behind because it's as if the mission has passed them by. And now they realize that, they supported you on your journey, but now you're off doing your thing and you've now left them, right? Your mission has taken you to a greater height or to a greater position or past the point at which you had interaction with them. And so some people can be left feeling empty, feeling like they know in themselves that they're not measuring up to what you took on as your mission, right? What you've created as your mission or been led to believe is your mission, and you've walked that out. And now that they've come by, they've swept, they've dropped some flowers, they, cleared the path for you, made it a little bit easier, and then you keep on going, right? You keep on going. You're walking and walking and walking, and you're going for your, to head for that mission. In this case, it's to Washington, D.C. In the other case, it might be to get people on the cruise ship, right? Like all that kind of stuff. But it's the people who are left there that did a little bit, or was just watching, or was just clapping, or was just, singing your praises. Once you're gone, they can have this feeling of, well, what do I do? Right? I need a mission. I don't have a mission. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I can walk for. I don't know what I can move towards, right? Because I never had that thought before. But now that I've seen them do something, now I want to do something. But now if I can't think of anything to do, then all I can think of is to criticize those who are on their mission. And then they get mad at the people around them, right? The people that are in their sphere, right? Of influence. Because they don't have a dream, they want to talk the rest of the other people out. They want to talk them out of having their own dream. And so what you're left with is a lot of people feeling confused and not knowing what to do or what they can do because they themselves don't have a mission, right? They themselves don't have a dream. They themselves have to go back on their grind of their average everyday life and not go toward a vision. So, to you who have ideas, have goals, dream up dreams, and have aspirations to reach higher levels, and it doesn't matter whether it's a profit or a nonprofit, and you're walking towards your vision or your dream, your goal, your aspiration, then my point and what I will always say is, do you keep pushing? You know what I mean? Keep going towards your goal and don't worry about it. Do not worry about anybody who is not achieving a goal and they are trying to get you to dissuade you from reaching yours. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Or anybody who's standing by as you walking your mission out and they're trying to get your attention. Hey, hey, because all those haze ain't always good haze. All those haze aren't haze that people really think highly of you. Sometimes they just want to get you off your mission to distract you from your mission or from your purpose, right? But you just have to keep going. You just have to stay looking forward towards the vision and keep walking it out. There is no time when you're supposed to just, oh, well, let me just keep talking to them. Let me stop and carry on a conversation for 2-3 hours because they want to tell me about their life and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't help you reach your mission. That doesn't help you to get to where you were going. Now having a little stop and shaking some hands and maybe, getting some flowers. Okay, cool. That doesn't stop your next step from happening. right? You can keep putting one foot in front of the other and walk forward. You can grab the flowers. You can, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like this is the imagery for a lot of the things that I've talked about since I've started this stream. That is the imagery. People who just get out there, minimal things, just enough with a heavy belief that they can do it. Just enough. Just enough to believe I can make it. And if I don't have it when I start, I'll get it as I keep on walking. This is what I need you guys to understand today. If you feel like you don't have enough, if you feel like you don't know what to do to start, if you feel like that I have a little bit, but I just can't start yet. I don't have like, if you're feeling less than, just do it. Just do it. Put one foot in front of the other and start walking. And yours might not be to walk. So don't get it twisted. When I say put one foot in front of the other and start walking, I'm talking about walking out those steps that you planned on, that you dreamed about, that you envisioned. Start walking those steps forward. That's all I'm saying. You never know what the outcome will be. But if you believe it, and it sounds so cliche, but you can achieve it. So chat, I appreciate you coming on today. I appreciate all y'all stopping by today. Because I really wasn't about to stay on here long. I just wanted to make sure that I dropped this for you guys, because it was something, like I said, that was on my mind, and my mind is made up, meaning my mind. My mind is one in itself with that understanding that you have enough. You are enough. You can do it. You will do it. And all it takes is for you to make a decision to walk. It's making a decision. Doesn't matter whether it takes you 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter what the end. You already seen the end. You envision what the end result was going to be when you came up with it. So you walk to that. You walk until you see that. You walk until that thing becomes right there in your present reality. That's how it works. That's the only way it can work. And so when I say it's simple, it is simple. Because the only thing you could do is just do it. That's all it is. There's nothing that should hold you down from being able to achieve your goal but you. And that's you getting distracted, you making a decision not to stay focused, you making a decision to go off and do something else, you making a decision to take on another goal on top of your goal. That's not how you can make success to get to your vision. Because the key is to get to your own vision. You are accountable for the vision that you have. Nobody else. You are accountable for that. That's a hard thing to hear, because I had to hear that. Because I have dreams, I have goals, I have aspirations, I have businesses I started, I have applications that I've built, I have songs that I've made, I have all of this stuff that I've done, books that I've wrote, which you can pick up on my website. Go to richbees.com/links. You can get to the button that says ebook, right? But the point I'm saying here, and I'll put it up for you just in case you don't know the link, richbees, RICHBZ.com/links. Click on the button that says ebook and pick up a copy. But the point that I'm getting at here is that you can reach your goal. It might seem long. I wrote that book in 2018 and I still haven't released it on like Amazon or something, or like real publishing. Like, I've created it, made it an ebook, started selling it. Right? I'll probably make it an ebook soon. I mean, I'll probably publish it actually soon. But this also allows me to get feedback. That's why I went on and made it. You know what I'm saying? Like wrote it, made it ebook, set it up to be able to sell. That way people can read it, give me feedback. I can make updates, right? Because you want that feedback loop, get updates, and then I can get it out published in the full version with all my edits, right? But long story short, or matter of fact, a long story even longer, my whole point today was to tell you to keep walking. Keep walking. And I'm going to even tell you to walk for peace. Because when I say walk for peace, I'm not necessarily saying go out there with the monks and walk with them. I'm saying walk for the peace in your mind. Walk for the peace in your heart. Walk for the peace in your family. Walk for the peace in your relationship. Walk for the peace, meaning take one step and put another step behind that. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. You'll pick up tools on the way. You'll pick up people on the way. You'll pick up new understandings on the way. You pick up grace and mercy on the way. Because we all fall short. So everybody needs a little bit of grace and mercy. Right? But the whole point is to keep putting one foot in the front of the other and walking it out. Do that, and you will reach your vision. You will reach your mission. You will be the best version of you that you can be because you made a decision to actually put one foot in front of the other and go towards that dream. So today, I ask you to choose you. Choose your dream. Choose ye this day your mission and walk it out. As if walking for peace. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody for coming. I appreciate you that watch the videos later. Keep watching. Go over to YouTube and subscribe. Make sure you keep following here on Twitch. That way you'll see me live. You can also see me live on YouTube. Some of my videos will be on my TikTok. It'll be on my Instagram. But I cut them up into smaller shorts, which I talked about the other day when I look back on the last 30 days of streaming. So I just appreciate you guys for always listening, for supporting. So any supporting that you do, know that Rich Bees appreciates it. And I'm going to keep bringing you more content, more ways for you to be the best version of yourself, more understandings and more wisdom from the time that I've had on this earth. And I'm going to give it to you because this is the type of way that I communicate. I don't know why. I can't help it. It comes out this way naturally. I'm not performing. This is just how I am. And I don't know what it is, but I guess I'm made for it. I may need to understand a little more of why I'm made this way, but I find it on the way because I have goals, I have dreams, I have missions that I'm on, and I'm going to walk them things out. So if you two have one, stay connected with me and we'll walk our dreams out together. Your dream may be different than mine. Your vision may be different than mine, but that doesn't mean we can't come through every now and then, hit on the chat, communicate back and forth. We all get rejuvenated, get some more understanding, get some more information, and we keep walking our vision out. That's walking hand in hand because we agree that these things will help build us up and make us better and give us more strategic understanding, give us more information for us to be greater, to be better, to do better, and to see the things that we see in our head come to this earth. All right? By our hands, by our minds. All right? So, Rich Bees, the real Rich Bees, you know what it is. I'm out.